for news.
For 2 years now, Tampa Bay has been one of the hottest housing markets in the country. And joining us now is Melanie Atkinson, a realtor with Smith & Associates. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Hey everybody, Melanie Atkinson here, realtor with Smith & Associates in beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. And today we're gonna do something totally different and probably super uncomfortable for me, but you guys are gonna be following me around to see what a typical day looks like.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
So every day is different for me. Tomorrow won't be the same as today. Today is somewhat different because I am actually doing a live news spot at one of our local channels today a little bit later, so we thought it would be fun to catch some of that. And also just normal everyday things. I think one of the issues with real estate in general is that it is a very glamorized profession right now. And as glamorous as real estate can be, it is also 90% not glamorous.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
It's so easy. So it's a lot of paperwork, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts. I just wanted to give everybody a more behind the scenes look of what it's really like to be a busy real estate agent. This week is, we're managing several buyer clients right now. They're just kind of in the middle of their contract. So lenders, repairs, we're doing some post-occupancies this week. There's not buyers really in town that we're showing homes to right now. What I have right now are local buyers who will go see houses when something comes on the market. And it's Wednesday right now, so most of our inventory comes on the market on Thursdays and Fridays, and then we have a chance to see it. A lot of it is phone calls. I have a listing right now that I have to call him and go over a text that I got from an agent last night. I have to prepare for the interview later on today. So that's the biggest part of today. And I have to go to a new construction house and double check because we're waiting on windows.
Good morning.
Good morning. So now I just called my seller. As a disclosure, the seller is one of my very good friends. So if we're talking a little bit more personally, that's why. Joe, regarding the showing yesterday, I got a text from the agent last night.
Okay.
I spoke to my...
I've got butterflies.
No reason to be nervous. I think we need more time on the market to determine whether that's the case.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's his job to make it sound like it's not worth as much as what we're asking. And it's our job to make it sound like it's worth more than what we're asking.
Exactly. So the other one closes in about 2 weeks, and that will be our best comp. I talked to Joe. I had gotten a verbal, I wouldn't even call it an offer, but like a floating offer out there from an agent last night. Talked to him about it. And it's not something that we would accept, but we did put together a strategy for what we were going to come back at. Not really numbers, but more of here's the comps that we were using, here's what's available right now. There's still very low inventory around here, especially in those really desirable zip codes. Their arguments I understand from a logic perspective, but it's my job as the selling agent is to present why we're not wrong with our pricing. So their job as a buyer's agent is to present why we are wrong. It's fun. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the job. It allows you to use the data you have in the way that is beneficial for your client. I try not to eat until about 11. I do like to intermittent fast in the morning. I break that rule all the time, but I also don't like to cook. So this is a pre-made meal, Fit Life Foods. I don't know if it's anywhere other than Tampa, but I've been eating them for years. And yes, I normally eat at my desk while emailing. It's not weird at all. This is like a Thai basil one. It's a new meal. It's actually pretty good. I had it last week.
I think Tucker would like some.
Tucker begs. He's very bad. I love my cups. So we're gonna call Chantel, who is one of my teammates. She has a closing next week, and there's a couple things that I need to check on for her. So let's see if she answers.
This is Chantel.
You've literally never answered your phone like that ever. Chantel and I are friends, so she wouldn't normally answer my phone call with "this is Chantel," but thank you for doing that, knowing that I was filming today. Very, very professional of you. But no, I do want to check up on the So you had started telling me something yesterday about the seller. Have you heard from her, and are they going to be able to be out in time?
Yes, I actually did hear from her this morning. It looks like everything is good to go with the title company, and we are scheduled for Thursday.
So that's good. That was the biggest thing. I know that was very stressful.
Okay, cool deal.
Okay, all right, see ya.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. So I'm doing a live shot for local Fox News today, and the questions that I've been given are about, the market and everything. Everyone wants to know what's going to happen. So I pulled the June stats, which we just got 2 days ago, which are really, really helpful. This is our whole MLS, and when I say that, I mean the MLS system that runs through the Central and part of South Florida, not including like the East Coast of South Florida, Orlando and everything. So this is a big comprehensive look at our area in general. It's not neighborhood by neighborhood or even county by county or city by city. Between May of this year and June of this year, our listings are up 36%. And between June of last year and June of this year, they're up 39%. So that's showing that there's more inventory on the market, which isn't a terrible thing because we had like no inventory on the market before. We have pending sales down a little bit from May, and we have listings sold down a little bit from May of this year. Our days on market are still the same, and our months of inventory are up. So they're up to 2 months of inventory versus 1 in May of 2022 and 1 in June of 2021. So the year over year and the month to month are up there. So again, 2 months of inventory is not really something to be terribly worried about, but we are going to be keeping an eye on these stats to see how the market is going to handle itself through the rest of the summer. Keeping in mind that August and September are notoriously slow months for us here in Florida. It is the height of summer. It's when school starts back up. So most families who are coming and want to be here for school starting, our schools start on August 10th. So people are already moved in. So we will look and see. I'm very interested in the July stats to see if the average sales price goes down in July, which I would expect it to go down a little bit based on what I'm seeing right now.
Hi, this is Sarah.
Hey, it's Melanie.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Well, I have the relo paperwork. I have to fill out a BMA, a price analysis.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, bye. So that's a seller that is going to be listing next week. It is a relocation, meaning there is a relocation company in the middle. So it benefits them, the client, because they get benefits through their employer to move, pays a lot of their moving expenses and things like that. From my perspective, it's definitely a lot more paperwork. And a little known fact about relocations is if you get them and they seem like they're really great, they actually take a really large chunk of real estate commissions, which is not a big deal for most of my clients because I work with them before and I want them to have good representation. But the reason I'm telling you that is because if you're getting relocation agents and they don't seem like they're very good agents, it's because most of the best agents in your area probably don't need to do relocation work and don't choose to do it because of the amount that they take of the commission. And I say that very gently because I don't want people to say, oh, realtors are so stingy and things like that, because they tend to think that it is a lot. It's almost half of the commission, and then you have time, gas, everything else, the marketing dollars, especially for a listing. So it ends up being almost nothing that you make on a relo sale unless the price point is really high. So these are former clients of mine, so I would do anything for them. This is Melanie Atkinson in Tampa. The front exterior pictures have a very strange discoloration. I think it was from rain or something like that. Perfect, thank you so much. I pretty much work in my car, although that was a decent amount of time at my desk. We are going to be checking on 2 new construction South Tampa houses right now. These are both kind of in the same stage, pre-drywall, but almost ready for drywall. Both are delayed. We're seeing still a lot of construction delays, especially amongst the more customized homes, which these houses are. What I really needed to know about the house today was whether the windows were installed. As you can see, they are not installed. So I'm gonna have to check with the agent and see when they're going to be installed because we can't have drywall without windows. They're working on AC and window shielding in place this weekend. They do have stairs, which weren't here the last time, so I can at least go upstairs and see if maybe they've started the AC here. No, I got nothing. The buyer is going to be upset that there is absolutely no AC work. The next house, I need to do a check of the insulation. It is almost ready for drywall, and there's some insulation that has been added by the buyers in order to create a quieter home that I need to make sure that they have put in before drywall goes up, which I already can tell that it's not, and that's okay because that's what we're doing, is to just keep track of everything and then know that it's not yet done. So I'll come back in a couple days and see when it is done. Don't you just love the guts of a house? The most exciting thing. You can see the low voltage wires, you can see the HVAC ductwork, you can see that this is a tray ceiling, you can see all their lights, the fan pre-wires. I mean, just knowing the insides of houses is fascinating to me. I don't work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday schedule. I work every day of the week. I take time off kind of in snippets and hours and afternoons and things like that, which I know sounds crazy, and it does wear you down after a while, but it's just the nature of the business. So that's one of the things that when you're becoming a real estate agent or thinking about becoming a real estate agent, if you want your weekends, probably not the right job for you. Last phone call until we have to head out, but wanted to call a lender, a friend of mine, to get some information on interest rates because I know they're going to ask me about it.
Hey, Melanie, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
When we have big swings like inflation is higher or lower or whatever, the rates go with that. So it held steady this month. So last month we got hit pretty hard, which we all knew was a potential. But this month we held steady. Mortgage-backed securities are really flat. Like, we're not seeing any major swings at all.
Okay, I got to run. Thank you so much for this. I am changed. I'm going to local Fox 13 to do a segment for them about the current state of the housing market. I remember when I used to get nervous. I did my first live spots, gosh, I don't know, like 11 or 12 years ago for ABC News. I remember being so nervous. They were Saturday mornings. Decluttering, cleaning, and basic home maintenance. And it's becoming more of a seller's market.
You're depressing me.
I know,
You're depressing
I'm sorry.
me.
Hey, Melanie Atkinson. Here. Thanks. Okay, I'm here in studio, getting ready to go in. I'm not allowed to shoot the studio itself. Just here kind of hanging out by myself as they do the broadcast next door.
For news.
For 2 years now, Tampa Bay has been one of the hottest housing markets in the country. And joining us now is Melanie Atkinson, a realtor with Smith & Associates. Thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
How is the housing market right now? This is timely. I'm thinking about putting a house on the market, so I'm curious too.
Yes, I know. The housing market has been crazy. We all know how crazy it's been over the last couple years.
Great. Melanie, thanks so much. I think you answered a lot of questions for us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by.
All right. Thank you so much. Really easy. It's a really nice studio too. It's huge in there. The interview's over, so I'm going to go grab a little something to eat at one of my favorite restaurants in Hyde Park. So Hyde Park is located in South Tampa, one of the highlights of the South Tampa area. This is an outdoor shopping, dining, bar area. There's a lot of really nice restaurants here, including Meat Market and the Wine Exchange, Timpano's on Swan. Some of our best restaurants in town are over here, including the one that we're gonna go to, which is Forbici. Cheers.
Bottoms up.
Cheers. So I got the sparkling gimlet with Kettle One vodka. So it has cucumber simple, prosecco, lime, and Kettle One. Antipasti board with no olives.
No olives.
Per request.
Olive eaters.
No olives. You have different meats, different cheeses. Like these are all different. All four of these are different. This is honey. It's a honeycomb. Pickles, which are really good. Mustard. And then I think, I'm not sure what this is. Let me see. Thank you so much for watching today and for joining me on this day. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions as to where you want me to check out next in the Tampa Bay area. And I'm now off the clock. I'm about halfway through this drink, so you probably don't want to hear the rest of this. With love, Melanie.